Every month leaves at least a few diamonds buried underneath the usual stuff. August is no different, and we've dug up over a dozen recently. Hello friends, welcome back. This is Mobile. Today we're going to be counting down 15 new amazing mobile games for Android and iOS. Alright, so first of all, this might just be the happiest time to be a mobile gamer right now. Gangsta Mirage City is finally out today globally, and it's already rated 4.8. Probably one of the most rare things we just see on day one when it comes to mobile games. You've got the full open world here, story missions, random and live events, shooting and driving, ridiculous amount of cars, weapons, businesses, and 4-player heists to go. Then there's the multiplayer stuff, factions, PvP, just enough side activities basically to keep you wandering around for weeks, if not months. Check it out, Gangsta Mirage City is a free game, it's online, it's a massive 6 to 8 gigabyte game in total, but if you've been waiting for a proper, modern open world crime game, you're not even going to be able to find anything that actually tops it. So with that being said, guys, so at number 2, in fact, earlier this morning, out of just thin air, Bendy's Nightmare Run made a comeback, and look, if you just even remember remotely this little thing from the old mobile days, you know we're happy to just see it again. It's basically Bendy taking the endless runner formula and giving it a proper nightmare makeover. This game was originally disappeared from the stores years ago, making this comeback just surprisingly cool. It is now even free. See, Bendy fans, if you're one, already know the deal with the game. Everybody else here is get to discover one of the better little mobile horror runners basically ever made. So number 3 today, since it actually caught a lot of folks with the beta today, DCKO is the new DC free-to-play fighting game we've been waiting for, and it's now out through its first alpha. The game is only 1 to 1.5 gigabytes in total, plays online of course. It's got about 4 different characters, it's not packed right now, but it's got tag team and training and a pretty good pace. It's not the sequel everyone's been waiting for, of course, but for DC fans, it's definitely something to keep in mind until we hear about Injustice 3. In case you're going for it, the playable alpha started today earlier, and it's running for 4 more days, and you can play the game just basically by signing up through its official website. Here's a link down in the description. Going down to number 4, we've got Architect, Land of Exile, which is just basically one of the most random MMO AAA scale mobile games we've come across lately that has already hit the top of the Google Play's revenues charts in Korea. Why is it in our list today? Well, developers actually did the impossible and went on and released the English version worldwide today. The Android version, however, the iOS still sort of, for whatever reason, still on the wraps for global. Just check it out in case you missed it. See, this MMORPG was actually built on Unreal Engine 5. It features an open world, lots of boss fights, faction battles, guilds, and some large, huge scale, in fact, PvPs as well. So with that being said, guys, Project R.I.S.E is finally getting another shot. And this is one of those Supercell games I've personally been keeping an eye out for because it started life as just basically Clash Heroes before turning into whatever this is. So in case you're wondering, it's a roguelite sort of co-op RPG where you and your friends, or others, just basically fight for these perks, decide how greedy you want to be before extracting. The runs actually sort of do have some meat on them, changing a little bit of how each attempt sort of plays out. This beta is live right now, it's free, it's online, and it's available on Android and iOS through the beta. Here's the link in the description, just sign up through the beta. On another hand, at number 6, we've got Anemo. Anemo's actually been known for quite a while amongst mobile gamers. Today we finally have the part everybody was waiting for, which is developers, the paw prints. They went on and locked in September 16 as the global launch date for Android and iOS. It's basically no more than a month from now. With the game actually going free to play all the way, like across PC, mobile, consoles, you name it. Pre-orders are available now, they're live with paid packs and stuff. This is the bit, for those of you who missed it, that actually makes Anemo interesting beyond the usual cute creature open world. Here we go again pitch, whereas the game's got this twine system that lets you actually link with your Anemos and borrow their abilities and just basically live with them. September 16 is the date now, mark your calendars. Ratchet and Clank Ranger's Rumble, which we did mention a few times on the channel before, is finally in fact getting serious about mobile. Developers went on and expanded its soft launch into the UK after already showing up in France and Canada, and just in case you missed it, this is basically Ratchet and Clank sort of turned into an arena shooter, a third-person shooter. It's a different sort of beast from the classic Ratchet and Clank games, but the weapons, the characters, the colors still all feel right at home. Still in soft launch here, but definitely want to keep an eye out into if you're a PlayStation fan who happens to also be a phone gamer. Check it out, Captain Quark is even involved now. Next up at number 8, we've got R.I.S.E. Reason we've included R.I.S.E. in the list for maybe the third time here is after a bit of more than a month right now, the game finally today went out globally. It's a soft launch, it's a soft global launch in fact, but it's out on Android regardless of your region and you can play it. I know for a fact there's a lot of people out there looking for a good survival game, and almost most mobile exclusive games sort of suck your soul just to give you something to work for, so this might be what you've been looking for. It has a base building, the FPS, the TPS, extraction, PvP. It definitely gives off a little bit of Rust and also Escape from Tarkov vibes as well. Check it out, R.I.S.E. is a free game and takes you around 2 to 2.5 gigabytes in total.
Customize your avatar and master 14 different lives.
Fantasy Life I at number 9 finally went on and made the jump to mobile, and it is as of today available on Android and iOS. And besides that it's a $25 maybe rip-off, I couldn't really say that, but I believe that. It is, regardless of that though, genuinely one of those games that just feels made for having on your phone. And I'll tell you why. The first thing is that, the first nice thing about it is that it's not a watered down version. You get the full game, the latest DLC, crossplay and cross-save and controller support, while the game can also run offline as well. Early mobile players right now are already reporting smooth 60 FPS performance, which is pretty damn good for something this chunky. It's a $25 though, so it's a little hard to recommend. It's an offline game, available on Android and iOS. Like I said, it's 4 gigabytes in total. Maybe give it a shot before you purchase it? I don't know.
Meu Deus.
I've said it before, in case you missed it a couple of days ago, Hell Clock at number 10 took a little over a year to come around, but it's finally here. One of the more addictive roguelike ARPGs that sort of blends intensity with build crafting. The game has a sort of a ticking timer that forces you to sort of prioritize an efficient combat, creating a sort of a high risk, high reward loop that keeps everyone a little fresh and tense at the same time. The combat's pretty smooth, there's freedom to experiment with skills, relics, gear combinations. Overall, I would say we highly recommend it if you're into roguelikes. One problem though, it's a premium paid game with a tag of $15. So with that being said guys, Sally Face here at number 11, I would argue is still one of those hidden gems that never really got the attention it deserved back then. It looks weird as hell at first, but once the story gets going, you're in for some one seriously dark mystery. It's not your typical horror game, of course, it's more about the story, the minimal, almost sketchy atmosphere with the moments where you just sit there thinking, what the hell am I even playing? One of the finest indie adventures out there right now, easily. It's an offline game on Android and iOS, and one downside, it's actually a paid game. Coming up behind that at number 12, we've got Motion Soccer. Pretty little indie game over here. It's a sport, sort of semi-VR. In fact, one of those football games that finally lets you be the referee in first person too. You can actually follow the player, call players fouls, hand them cards, take penalties, check the cameras, basically, ruin somebody's afternoon with a whistle, It's an online game, it's free, pretty different than the usual, and it doesn't even stop there. You can even jump in as a player, manage a team as a coach, or just run an entire season from the referee seat, so there's actually a decent amount of football and variety. It's available now on Android, and it takes you about 2 gigabytes in total. Look guys, number 13 we've got the game JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I actually got a lot of heat for this game. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Spirit, I'm just happy to report, is a pretty loaded game if nothing else. It's the first 6 JoJo generations together in a tactical RPG format where like positioning and strategy matters a lot. It's got the usual gacha stuff, the RPG elements. It's basically JoJo turned into a big collectible strategy, and then the fan service is doing some seriously God's work here. I don't get why Golden Spirit's getting so much hate recently, in fact. It is maybe the closest thing JoJo fans have to a proper mobile RPG, but maybe that's where it's getting all the heat from. Maybe what developers delivered didn't meet the expectations of its fan. Pretty good game in my opinion, even if you're not even familiar with the series. Even underneath all the JoJo stuff, there's a surprisingly deep, good strategy game to just basically play. It's an online game, 3.5 gigabytes in total.
Of the new Discounty supermarket, leaving its aisles nearly empty.
Number 14, we've got the game Discounty. Discounty is in fact all the way almost Stardew Valley if somebody replaced a farm with a supermarket and just told you to start worrying about frozen chickens and whatever. So the story is you're supposed to run your aunt's shop in a fictional little town where you stock the shelves, work the checkout, little by little, turn the place into a proper business. But there's more going on as well. You get to know the locals, make a lot of deals, uncover folk stories, decide whether you're here to make everybody happy or, squeeze them down to the last penny. It's an offline game, about 20 to 25, even 30 hours of story, and you can actually play the first few days of the game before, paying for the full game, which is $12.99 right now. The game actually does have controller support as well. And finally at number 15, this is an honorable mention of course, because we've talked about the game before, we've got the Frontline 2042. I gotta say, first and foremost, if you've just been waiting for another online military shooter that works and is good looking, this is a pretty good start. It's a free game. The whole thing is basically run, shoot, die, respawn, immediately run back to the chaos. You've got PvP, free-for-all, different military maps, plenty of guns, and a ranking system. Pretty simple game to begin with. It's pretty fast, but a little hard to master of course. And what I personally do like about it is that it just doesn't really try to reinvent the FPS, it just goes with it. It's an online game, 1 gigabyte in total. Overall, we give it a solid 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again tomorrow.